What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Woosah Wednesday. Y'all already know what this is. This is Black Ink Crew, New York, Season 5, Episode 15. I'm like, Episode 15? I have watched 15 episodes of no, it's got to be like a mid-season number. I mean, this episode is called Foodie with the Booty, which is so cute, isn't it? Yeah, it's so adorbs, right? Um, this is going to be a super quick video. Before we get started, you guys already know the routine. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Go ahead and hit the thumb that's pointed up because it's my favorite one. And leave a comment down below. Like, this episode was it was weird. It was a little weird. Like, nothing really happened, but something happened. It's weird. Okay, so let's talk about this whole episode. Of course, this whole episode starts out at 113th. We don't really see a lot of 125th. We hear a little bit about 125th here and there, but we don't really see a lot of what goes on in 125th. Black Ink Crew New York is, for the most part, about 113th. All right, and so it's a funny little episode. They're all just, the usual suspects are standing around kidding. Bae, Walt, Donna, and Donna gets flowers. Supposedly she had gone on this date and the guy sent her flowers. I'm not really sure why Walt came in with them. I guess he met the flower guy at the door. It was a bit contrived, but okay, let's go with Donna got flowers from a date. They of course started talking about C's, the dinner. Donna wasn't at the dinner because she was on a date. So they're catching her up to speed about C's sweet rod of revenge. That's basically what it is. When you're on the rebound from being with somebody, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a little bit of revenge to say, I could get other people too. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty more fish in the sea. And so C's is doing it up big. He's got Kid, he's got Allison, and just whomever else. We can't even say Tattoo Baby because Tattoo Baby came out and made it very clear that she did not sleep with C's. So yeah, C's, I don't know. Are you lying on your dick, man? That's not cool. Like, ooh, I'm embarrassed for you. Yeah, so anywho, let's move on. Let's move on to Dutch and Melody. We're going to get back to Young Bae and Kevin because I think that was the more important story of this episode. So let's just get all the other little bull crap out, okay? So let's move on to Dutch and Melody. Dutch is in town because she's doing a lot of speaking for women's empowerment. And Melody does not hesitate to tell her about she caught Kit kissing C's in the car, that he's also sleeping with Sky's friend Allison, and basically Dutch feels some type of way like any woman would. All right. So of course she starts to drag Caesar a little bit. She drags Kit a little bit, but she goes in hardest on Sky, which I thought was it wasn't a good look for Dutch. Now, Dutch does not have a lot of good looks, but at the same time, she's not holding Caesar's penis and putting it in Allison for Caesar. Like, she's calling Sky a pimp. She's talking about Sky's mom. Sky's mom don't even call her on her birthday. She's talking about Sky not even being able to take care of her own kids and giving her kids up. They not the same thing. Like, Dutch went hard. Dutch went deep and she went wide and she severed some things. The things that she said, I just felt like they were so below the belt. I mean, I don't know. It's this thing that people do when they get angry. And my thing is that if I ever called you a friend and it really, really hurts me that you have done something or you've participated in something, um, for me personally, my first instinct is not to drag you like that. Like, I would never go to that personal level. I would certainly be shocked. Wow. I mean, I thought Sky and I were cool, but maybe not. I would need a moment with that. Like, I would not immediately go to the most hurtful place in your life and dredge up. It's in poor taste. I don't care who does it. And then later on, after that, now, Melody is shocked. Melody is like, "Oh, I was expecting her to go off on C's, but certainly not to go off on Sky. Like, that bitch is crazy. Like, I wouldn't want to piss her off. Like, yeah, you don't want to piss people off. That's one thing. But then, yeah, Sky could come after your throat. But also, what about you as a human being? At the same breath, you're saying you empower women, but you take this really, really personal thing and all over a dude, all over a rumor, and you drag this girl for filth off some of the most hurtful and wounding things in her life. Dutch, that says so much more about you than this whole Allison and C's thing says about Sky. That's all I got to say about that. Later on, Duchess meets with Tiffany, and Tiffany is the chick that Sky had beef with, at the campsite. And prior to that, she fought Tiffany, and Tiffany had something to say also about her children. But see, that's separate. Tiffany and Sky didn't have like a relationship like that, okay? And for Dutch to come in and say, okay, well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. When you fired this chick, when you had a problem with them bringing this chick back, I mean, you wouldn't let them hire the chick in the beginning many, many years ago, and you had a problem with them bringing this chick back, and you know that you went to find someone that you could commiserate with that would help you drag Sky, not C's, but Sky. It was a bad look. It was a bad look for you now to take that and literally drag Sky for filth with Tiffany. Tiffany didn't have a relationship with Sky like that, but you did, and I just feel like that's bad business. Now, all this time you haven't even thought about calling Sky. I don't even understand it. I don't understand it. But okay, whatever. Let's talk about Donna and Walt. Donna and Walt decide to show this grand gesture of apology to Shit by inviting him down to a toy store. And of course, Walt has told everybody by now. And even though Shit says in the confessional, he hopes that, they don't mention his wife's pregnancy, because he doesn't really want to talk to anybody about his wife and their situation, especially after everything that happened with last episode and this individual trying to expose Nikki. Like, why is everybody always trying to expose Nikki? Like, an exposition only works, oh shit, if there is something to expose. Yeah. So anyway, he gets there. First thing they mention is, so how come you didn't tell us Nikki is pregnant? Anyway, he says, well, I didn't want to talk to anybody about it because since everybody's always trying to expose her, trying to, dredge up bad things about her. And they both apologize for their parts in that whole situation. And they sort of mended. And there's a cute little moment where they're just all, the 113th crew we remember from first and second season. Just for a brief little moment. We see that um, C's has done this really, really small tattoo on little Boosie Badass, which I have to say, okay, I've heard of Boosie Badass. I've seen him from afar, like, on TV and things like that. But like seeing him in this light, I was like, okay, he is very handsome. He is from Louisiana. He's got a good set of straight teeth at the top. He's got an old fashioned fade out. Like, I was like, chocolate, just he just had a real regular Joe feel about him that I found very attractive. I have to say, in that whole process, he kind of talked about the situation between with Kit and Allison, and how that affected Sky and the other member. He had to, your team around you is important, and all of this yada yada yada, which led him to go and then talk to Sky, which is a super super cute scene. Earlier on in the episode, we hear this, police knock at his door, and it's Kit. And Kit is basically playing the role of Duchess. She's really Duchess, but she's dressed as Kit. Like, she's wearing Kit's face, but it's really Duchess. Like she is chastising him, like, full on. I can't believe you're sleeping with this woman. I don't understand why you're doing this. And all I do for Black Ink is for you. And and he instantly realizes, with all this nagging and chastisement over a couple of little pumps, has meant so much more to her than it has to him. And she is now, in fact, like Sky said, Duchess. Really, C's? That is so odd. Wonder why she would be going ham like that. Oh, that's right, she's a girl. She's a girl. Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, sex always means something very, very different to us. I don't care what you tell yourself. I don't care what she told you. It means something. Okay? Okay. Alright. So then we see where he's trying to reconcile with Sky. Sky's like, I quit. I'm gonna stay quit, and da 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 da. And it's a cute little moment where he's on outside the door on the walkie-talkie. And she gave him last week, and it's the walkie-talkie, and let me in. And, no, I don't want to let you in. Let me in, Sky. Come on, Sky. No, I don't want to talk because you don't know how to act. It's a moment. It's cute. And you can see how close they really are. And he ends up telling her that he wants her to be general manager of Black Ink Atlanta, and and she's like, oh, okay, sounds good. And 5% of all sales and merchandise. He was like, yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I was like, 5%? Yeah, okay, Sky. So you've been talking to an agent. All right, then. So later on in that episode, we see Dutch. And when Dutch and Tiffany were sort of dragging Sky together, Dutch wants Tiffany to move from New York, to move to North Carolina and work at her shop. Like, she feels like she's a pretty badass tattoo artist, and she wants her to move there. And Tiffany is something she's thinking about it. So later on in the episode, we see that Tiffany and Dutch are in Carolina, and they are partying hard. Like, Dutch is showing her a good time. Like, what Carolina is all about. Like, the people you can meet, the vibe you can have, and the money you can make. It is cute. And yeah. We also see Shit doing a tattoo on someone, and in the middle of that tattoo, he gets a text from Nikki that tells him that she's on her way to an emergency room. She needs him to come right away. And the last thing we see in this episode is Shit on his way to the hospital in a taxi. Can't reach Nikki on the phone, and he is on his way to see what's going on. Now, let me say this. Everything that Nikki does, to me, in my opinion, is suspect. From her sending this text to her not answering, the way she reacts every time someone mentions her being pregnant or that baby. This conversation that this girl was trying to have with on last episode. It could be all a setup, but in my opinion, she seems like a liar. She seems like the kind of girl that makes things up to get attention, to get what she wants, to accomplish a goal. She seems like she might be a big time liar. It's not cool. So let's go back and talk about Kevin and Young Bae. Evidently, they've been out a couple of times, and she feels like he's feeling her, and she's feeling him. She thinks he's cute. He's invited her out to hookah. I love hookah, you guys. You guys know how much I love hookah, and I love vape. So same thing. So they're in this real cool little spot. It's like a cute little vibe, real sexy little hookah spot, and she's looking good. And they had gone out to dinner and tried to get to know each other a little bit, and she said she was a bit of a foodie, and he was like foodie with a booty, hence the title, Foodie with a Booty. And it's really cute. So now they're at the hookah spot, which just further leads her to believe that they feeling each other, right? Like they gone out a couple of times and they kind of feeling each other. Now, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's kissing her or not, or they're just parting ways as friends. Has it all been kind of kindergarten PG? What? I don't know. But even sitting here at this moment, she does seem really, really into him. And he seems like he playing it cool, right? In walks Donna, and evidently Kevin invited Donna too. And Donna brings this guy named LA, who is from 125th. And he is covered in tattoos, like under his eyes, like everywhere. He's got this split tongue, which is another form of body altering get art their tongue surgically split, so that they can do the two parts together. And I guess it's supposed to be good for oral pleasure, giving oral pleasure. Off the rip, Sky goes and sits next to Young Bae, and this dude, LA, sits next to Kevin, which is weird to me. Like, if you bring a dude, you come in with a dude, y'all sit together, and me and my dude sit together. Like, why would the dude sit over here and the girl sit over there? Like, it didn't make no sense to me. Okay, off the rip, this is what I was thinking, honestly. In this next few minutes is just going to be straight up and down how I feel. I hope I don't offend anyone, because that certainly is not the intent. Okay, but it was odd to me. And I take it as an opportunity to just talk about something real quick, how I feel about the whole term bisexual. All right, as it pertains to men. All right, but let's move forward, because I'm feeling brave. I don't want to chicken out here. I want to just talk about it and be honest. Y'all my honeybees. I feel like I can be myself with y'all, okay? All right, so this guy is mad affectionate towards Kevin. And Kevin is not in any way offended or shocked. Like, he at this point has sort of turned himself away from Young Bae and from Donna, and is now basically focusing all of his efforts on this dude. And this dude is paying no never mind to the fact that he walked up and Young Bae was there, or that he came in with Donna. When he sits down next to Kevin, it's like he know Kevin, right? Family know family, right? It's like he know Kevin. Like I said, he's mad affectionate. Look at these shorts. These shorts are silk. He got a lot of style. He's talking to him. He's like right in his face. Like they are like right here, like chit-chatting and talking. And so he sticks his tongue out. Of course, they see his tongue. And Don was like, "What's that? What you what?" Or Bay said, "What's that with your tongue? Like, what's going on with your tongue? Can I see it?" And he sticks it out. And she was like, "Oh, okay. What is that?" And so then he asked Kevin to put his finger up, and Kevin puts his finger up and lets this guy lick his tongue, stick his tongue out, and rub up and down his finger with this split in his tongue. And of course, Donna and Young Bay are like, "What the fuck? What's going on right now? What's happening right here?" So the guy says to Kevin, "You want to go over here and talk for a minute?" And Kevin's like, "Yeah, why don't we do that?" It was just like, I was like, "What the fuck? Where's editing? What are we doing? Is this how it went down? Is this how it went down? Because like, if this is how it went down, it furthers my opinion on the subject." Okay? All right. So they go over to the bar, Kevin in LA, this dude, and leave Donna and Young Bay sitting on the couch together. Like they fucking came together. Right? And he at the bar with this cat, and this cat is talking, and he starts kissing on Kevin's neck, and Kevin seems like he's cool with it. Like at this point, we already know that Kevin's not straight. Like we already know he's not a heterosexual male. All right? He's not just now being turned out by this cat. He's not. Kevin's down. Clearly, Kevin is down. And they pick up and they leave the bar together. Like on some old grinder shit. Yeah. Yeah. They leave together. Alright. So, let me just put it out there how I feel about it. I do think that women can be bisexual. I do think that. I do not think that men can be bisexual. I don't believe that men can be bisexual. I just don't. That's just my opinion. What do I know? I think once a man chooses a penis, he doesn't feel the same way about a vagina. I mean, this is why I feel this way. Okay? I think that Kevin knew that Babe was feeling him. Alright? I think, later on when she confronts him and says, "Hey, are you gay?" And he is like, "I thought we were out on a date." And he was like, "Oh, really? You were feeling me? I didn't even notice that. I'm sorry. I didn't even." And she just accepts it like, "Oh, yeah, okay." Not that she shouldn't accept it, but she was like, "I'm glad he apologized." But I'm like, y'all have been out several times and you had no idea she was feeling you. So if it's true you had no idea she was feeling you, then you're not even remotely, slightly, a little bit connected with a woman at all. Like you're not. You're not. You're not. If it's not true, then what's your ulterior motive for continuing to lead her down this path to believe that you could possibly, if she, wanted to be what she needed you to be? You're looking for a beer, you're looking for a woman to chill with. What? I don't know. What's the story? Later on when we see Donna talked to him about it. Are you bi? Are you straight? And he says, I don't choose to define myself because, once I came out to my mom, I just decided not to label myself. The word, especially in the black community, gay is so heavy. He said, I like them both, but right now I'm predominantly into dudes. Dude, you're gay. You're gay and it's okay. Like, the weight of the word comes with the lifestyle. Like, whatever you feel about that lifestyle, personally, the weight of all of that comes with it. Like, in my opinion, what he did as far as Bay is concerned, was just a cover up. It's just this facade that you still have on you. I think when a lot of men say that they are bisexual, it's to soften the blow, because it is heavy for a lot of people. Parents, siblings, it's heavy for a lot of people. So it gives people this idea that you may somehow one day be what they want you to be. Like you're just 50% into men. When the fact of the matter is, there is a very, 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 very small portion of men, after having lived the lifestyle, after having participated repeatedly in the lifestyle, that go back to vaginas. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think that there's a very small group of people, men, that like both, but I believe that that person is a very different kind of individual. A pleasure hog, greedy, narcissistic. That's what I believe. I don't believe that a man can be bisexual. I think once a man goes there because he wants to, because it's all that he knows, it's because all that he feels, it's because he was born that way, whatever, that is what he is. I don't think that there is this affinity for vagina. I'm prepared to be wrong, but maybe it's how it was shot. Maybe it was how it was portrayed, because I did have a lot of empathy and a lot of heart feelings for Kevin when he was talking about being African American, not wanting to be labeled and not wanting to be in a box. And I felt for him in that situation. At the same time, you played young Bae out, dude. You played her out so hard, which just led me to believe, dude, you like dudes. You prefer dudes. All right? So, you saying you kind of buy leads people to believe that they may possibly, it just depends on what I'm attracted to. Come on. Come on. Come on. You wasn't giving Bae none of that. You wasn't giving Bae none of that. You didn't, to me, he didn't get excited. He didn't get affectionate. He didn't get engaging really until this dude LA came in. And then at that moment, to me, he seemed like he came to life. Like this where he wanted to be. This what he wanted to do. The conversations and the things that was going on with him and Bae seemed to me a little bit forced. He never really seemed as into her as she was into. He fell into it because maybe there was a part of him that realized that's what she wanted. And maybe there was a part of him that realized that was something, he maybe wanted to toy with in order to prolong putting off talking about what's really going on with him. Not that he should. Well, we're just talking about the dynamics of how people deal with their own shit, man. That's it. I'm telling you. This is how it is. These are things we tell other people. These are things we tell ourselves in order to feel better, to make others feel better. It is very, very rare to find a man who has engaged in same-sex relations that now want to go back to opposite-sex relations. It's a rare thing. It's a rare thing. And like I said, I'm prepared to be wrong about that. But I would love to hear from you guys what's your experience. I know you probably know males and females that are bisexual. I myself dipped into the lady pond very briefly back in, I can't even remember. I don't even know. But it wasn't for me. I knew. I mean, dicks are magnificent. I I can totally understand being into one thing. I get it. Like, I get it. They're magnificent. Anyway, so I understand that. I do. I'm not coming from this high and mighty place, but I just thought it was an interesting thing to drop, like, right in the middle of this weird kind of episode, and I think it was worth discussing beyond all this other bull crap that's going on Black Ink right now. So I would love to know what you guys thought about this portion of the show. Do you guys have any friends that are bisexual, are gay? Do you have any friends that say that they're bisexual, but they are predominantly dating one specific sex individual? I don't know. Nobody wants labels, but how the fuck else am I supposed to tell you male or female? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know what I'm saying, right? Okay? So let me know how you felt about it. That's my opinion, and I've expressed it on a couple of other people's comment sections. I wanted to talk about it on my page a little bit, and I'm willing to do like a whole video and talk a little bit more and have this open dialogue about it. I'm cool with that. Don't be ignorant down in the below. I ain't talking about nobody. Me personally, I don't have no room to talk about nobody. I'm just telling you my opinion. I don't believe that men can be bisexual. That's just my opinion. What do I know? You know what I'm saying? What do I know? Anyway, you guys, that's Black Ink Crew. I cannot wait to hear what you have to say. Please remember to subscribe down below. We talk about shit like this all the time. And leave me a comment. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Thumbs up. Bye.